Hi, we're back. We're reacting to more IGN anime list because it's an easy video to do. So this is their list. So the top 25 best characters. It's just the top 25 best series. What the crap is okay? Alright. I clicked on a Best Buy ad. I did not mean to do that. At least I didn't click on a virus ad, so we're fine. But yeah, my video on the best characters is very popular. So we're just doing the top 25 one in general. It's like there's this. All right, I've seen this list before. I'll just go talk about my picks this season. So number 25 is Haikyuu. Now I do think Haikyuu. They keep saying it says this here. There's not many sports anime. That's probably true. There's not a lot of good sports anime that I've seen. I've only seen 4, maybe 5. I didn't really watch that much of Hikaru no Go. I just watched like 10 episodes and I was like, this isn't that interesting. But and I haven't really watched 3, but I read Slam Dunk because I heard the games in the anime were like 20 episodes or something, or like 10 episodes. So I think Haikyuu is an awful list. I mean, it isn't awful, but if you're gonna put Haikyuu, I feel like you can put Slam Dunk on the list. Haikyuu, Slam Dunk. I probably prefer Slam Dunk to Haikyuu, but it's pretty close. So Haikyuu isn't awful. I mean, another thing about Haikyuu is there's like. Spencer, shut your face. It's gonna be louder because my family members are here, but I kind of didn't want to wait, and I don't think I'll be home alone this weekend, so I'm just recording it now. But if my brother's loud, it'll be fine. I can edit it out. But all right, 25 is Haikyuu. It's okay. It's a decent pick. I think it definitely should be lower on the list. You're gonna put on the list, but I was saying one thing that proves that Haikyuu is decent is there's like one female character and it still got popular, which is not super normal in the anime world. So yeah, 25 Haikyuu. I don't know if I'd put it on there, but it's a decent pick. 24 is Trigun. Yeah, I haven't seen it. People like it a lot though, so Alright, 23 is Dragon Ball Z. Now I understand Dragon Ball from an influence perspective being on here, but if you take out influence out of the equation, absolutely no way Dragon Ball should be on this list. I've watched some Dragon Ball Z, not a lot of it, but I watched like the first 10 episodes, and it's kind of hilarious how the writing is not that great. The writing is not very good. And here's the thing. I know the manga, it's better, but the anime has the worst pacing ever. Even outside of fight scenes where it's like one move per fight. But like sometimes it'll be like, okay, Piccolo's about to attack. And they just keep saying that for 5 minutes, and the Piccolo finally attacks. It's like the pacing's so bad. And like the story isn't the worst thing ever, but like the writing certainly isn't good. Like an example of this is where Doug, he's a YouTuber I watch, he reacted to the Dragon Ball thing. He reacted to for a joke, he like pulled up list of Dragon Ball episodes. Let me just go show you what he did. Dragon Ball, you can just Z episodes. He went to like this. And then he just like clicked on the Wikipedia article or something. You just do this, and then it's gonna load. But he would like read the description of each thing, and then he was like, whenever he was looking at it, he's just like, this seems like it was written by AI. When he was reacting like the descriptions of the episodes, he's just like, this is awful. This is terrible. It seems like it was written by an AI. That's basically what he said, and I do agree with him. The writing is not great in Dragon Ball, but like it's not the worst writing ever. But I think Dragon Ball's okay because like if you're not putting Dragon Ball on the list because I think Dragon Ball isn't really influential towards like some stuff, but during shonen, like no popular shonen would exist right now without Dragon Ball. But basically every seinen still would. But like not every anime is shonen, but obviously Dragon Ball is important, and most anime that's popular is shonen. But like literally not everything's shonen, and that's the biggest problem with this list. It's just there's too much shonen. Like I read mostly shonen, so a lot of my favorite anime are shonen. But like this is just too much shonen on here. But that's we'll see that later in the list. Yeah, from an influence perspective, Dragon Ball Z should definitely be on this list. It's like making a top 25 Atlanta rappers and not putting Andre 3000. That's not a very good. That's not the best analogy I could have made, but that was one of them. That would probably be worse than not putting Dragon Ball on the list of top 25 anime ever. But whatever. Let's move on. 22 is My Hero Academia. Now, I'm a little split on this. I know a lot of people I know have been saying Season 6 is really good. But I'll be honest, I do not want to watch Season 6 right now. I kind of forgot what was happening, and I am not going to rewatch My Hero. It's crazy. But how many MHA episodes are there? It's like as long as Hunter x Hunter now. It is actually, it's very long. Let's see. There's 113 episodes, and that was in Season 5. In Season 6, there's so much. There's so many freaking My Hero episodes now. There's so many. Like, Hunter x Hunter is 148, I think. This is just as long as Hunter x Hunter, and significantly less happens. So, like, I would put it in my top 25, that's just because I haven't seen a lot. It's like, okay, this is another thing if you're seeing too much shonen on the list. My Hero is on this list, but Legend of the Galactic Heroes isn't. Steins Gate isn't. That's kind of insane. But, yeah, there's worse picks on here, probably, but My Hero, I liked My Hero a lot, but Season 4, Season 5, had some boring parts. Season 6 is apparently godlike. That's what my friend's brother has been saying, who's a really big fan of the show. But I haven't seen it, so I wouldn't know. That rhymed for some reason. Okay, 21 is Made in Abyss. Now, I haven't seen the show. I don't know if this is accurate, but a lot of people say the show's very good. And I'm glad they put something that wasn't a shonen on here. So, we'll take it. Made in Abyss 21, good pick. 20, alright, so these are just their favorite ones. All of their number ones. So now, I haven't seen Kill la Kill. One of my friend's brothers, not the one who likes My Hero, his other brother, he freaking loves Kill la Kill. He thinks it's like he would put it at number 1, but he also just kind of is biased towards everything Studio Trigger has done. So, yeah. Alright, Monster, number 1. We'll get into that later. One Piece at number 1. We'll get into that later. Dragon Ball Z. That guy is definitely relying on nostalgia. Hunter x Hunter. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. So, like, a decent amount of these are arguable for number 1. Cyberpunk Edgerunners. I think that's a little bit recency bias, especially since it's only 10 episodes to put it on there. But, you know, it is a 10-episode series. But I think there's some recency bias. If you have that number 1, you probably haven't seen a lot of anime. But I haven't seen the show, so maybe it's amazing. It somehow beat Attack on Titan. It's like, that's crazy. That's freaking crazy to beat Attack on Titan. Like, that never happens. But, it did. So, good for, Cyberpunk. Which I'm pretty sure it's not on this list, though. So, I don't know. Yeah, well, whatever. We'll keep going. 20 is JoJo's. I think 20 is a decent place for JoJo's. Like, I've said this before, but here's my opinion on JoJo's. I've read the first part. So, part 1, 2, and 3 are all pretty good. Like, okay, decent to pretty good. Like, they work well for what they are, but, like, they're not, like, that great. Part 2 is the best out of those, though, and part 1 is probably the worst, but, like, yeah, that's my opinion. Part 4 and part 5 are go back and forth between my favorite part, usually. Right now, I'd say it's part 4, but part 5 is up there. And I think part 6 is the worst part of JoJo's. Like, I don't care how good the last third of it was. The first third was boring as crap. The second third of part 6 was awful. It was awful. Victor, shut up. And, okay, I'm being a little mean. It's fine. But, yeah, part 6 is just not good. It's not good. Part 1, like, I know everyone's like, also, here's another excuse that I think you can kind of use the excuse it was written in the 80s sometimes. But that excuse does not work every time. That's not that great of an excuse. You're like, oh, part 1 and part 2 aren't that great. Part 3, the first 3 parts aren't that great because they were written in the 80s. Of course they haven't aged well. But, I mean, you know what was also written in the 80s? Berserk, Dragon Ball, Slam Dunk, Fist of the North Star. That were also written in the 80s and 90s. So, that's not that great of an excuse. But I'll say JoJo's at 20. Like I said, I can make an entire video talking about my opinion on JoJo, so I have a lot to say. But JoJo's on 20. Decent pick. Maybe I should buy that on Blu-ray. Okay. 19 is Naruto. Now, Naruto, like I said, my friends said this before. They said original Naruto was pretty good, but the ending was awful, and Shippuden was not very good. That's what they said. But, you know, I think Dragon Ball, you can argue for the influence to make up for it. But Naruto, can you really push the influence thing on Naruto far enough to put it on a list? I don't know. If you said Naruto's better than Dragon Ball from like a non-influence perspective, like story and character perspective, I haven't seen either. I'm considering to start watching longer ones, but like, no, I'm not gonna watch them. I'm gonna read them because if it's more than 100 episodes, there is no way I'm watching the anime instead of reading the manga. Unless it's Hunter x Hunter. If it's Hunter x Hunter, then it's probably worth it. Well, that's a little mean to Takashi, but whatever. I know a lot of people say the anime is better for Hunter x Hunter, but like I'm not gonna read the manga for a series if it's longer than 100 episodes. I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna read the manga and not watch the anime. I am struggling to talk, but yeah. Naruto 19. We'll say it's. I don't really think Naruto has the influence Dragon Ball does that justifies it being on the list, but I'm not surprised it's on the list. Like, there are worse picks. 18's Death Note. I think this is a low for Death Note, especially since like Light is a better character than like anyone from these first 6 shows we've seen, except for maybe Funny Valentine, if you count the manga for JoJo's. But this is an anime list, not a manga list, so. Except for maybe Kira. No, I wouldn't put Kira. I'd put Light over Kira. That's close, but I'd probably put Light over Kira. But like, I feel like Light is a better character than Light and L are better characters than anyone in these first couple shows that I've seen. I haven't seen the other ones. This one we'll get to in a second. But Death Note 18. I think it's too low. Death Note. Yeah, I know you can use the excuse. Yeah, after L died, it kind of went downhill. Maybe I should have been a little better at hiding the spoiler. Hopefully you've seen Death Note. If you haven't, I don't know, maybe I'll just edit in something that says skip 10 seconds. But I probably won't because I'm too lazy to do that. So, I don't know. Death Note 18, we'll say. It's decent. It's not awful. It's an okay pick. I think it's too low, but I've seen, it's reasonable. You can argue that. But also, no, we'll save it for Monster. 17 is Attack on Titan. Now, to me, no matter how you look at this, this is significantly too low for Attack on Titan. You can argue, okay, well, if the ending is as bad as people say, yeah, maybe you could put it at 17. Okay. Like, alright, if the ending's as bad as people say, you can argue it's at 17. Okay. But, like, right now, what are some of these other series doing better than Attack on Titan that are above it? It's like name 5 shonen, 3 or 4. Like name 3, 4, 5. Name like a few shonen. Name more than 3 shonen protagonists who are better than Eren. Like, you can't really do that, can you? You can't really do that. Like, yeah, you can name some, maybe 3 to 5 seinen ones. You could argue. I can't. I think you can put Musashi and Guts above Eren, but like they're not that much above Eren. Thorfinn, you can, yeah. So saying, I want to put that. I'd put Eren over Thorfinn. Yeah, I'd say so. That's close, but alright. And even when you look at this, anime would not be as mainstream as it is today if Attack on Titan did not exist. No way. I would never have gotten into anime. I got into anime when One Punch Man was like pretty popular. So no, like Attack on Titan. That was no way I would have gotten into it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I was gotten into anime. Why am I? I can just not finish what I'm all over the place today. I can't finish what I'm saying, but I'm saying I got into one part of the reason One Punch Man was so popular is because Attack on Titan was so popular and more people decided to watch anime. Like, Attack on Titan gets so many people to start watching anime that I just do not get how you can put it at 17. That is too low. I am struggling right now. A 16's Ouran High School Host Club. I know a lot of people like Ouran High School Host Club. I've heard it. I know what the series is about. I haven't seen it, obviously. I'm not really into that stuff. Actually, maybe I am. I really like Kaguya-sama. That's like top 2 that's like top 10 anime for me. So maybe I would like this, but as like I said, I don't. It's a show. And at least they put a shoujo on the list. You can look at it that way. It's not a shonen. But they also didn't put Legend of the Galactic Heroes on here, which I haven't seen. But everyone loves it that's seen it. So, What? I don't know. Okay. So yeah, I think you're putting this on the list. I would have liked to see Kaguya-sama, but it's okay. It's not. There's worse picks. 15's Devilman. I cannot say a lot about Devilman. I could watch it easily, but I kind of am not interested. And I feel like people seem to not care about Devilman anymore. It was popular for the time. Like, have you seen anyone talk about Devilman Crybaby since 2017? Didn't think so. So I guess I know some people would put it up there on their list. I don't know. 14's Demon Slayer. Now, this is a little too high. I think Demon Slayer, from the freaking It has the greatest fight scenes in anything ever that I've ever seen. Demon Slayer. It's like part of a fight scene isn't animation. It's like the emotion, which you can argue, okay, Demon Slayer's not the best at, but animation, nothing is topping Demon Slayer. At least when it comes to animation during fight scenes, literally nothing. And I do I like the characters in Demon Slayer. There's a lot of scenes where I'm having fun with it, but I don't think you can put Demon Slayer, especially because the thing is, Demon Slayer's carried by animation. That is true. It really is. The writing especially Demon Slayer has some terrible writing sometimes. Like, freaking Inosuke, just because he's from the mountains, is not affected by poison. It's like, come on, you could do better than that. But Demon Slayer it's one of the most enjoyable if you turn your brain off. But if you think about it, it kind of goes down a little bit. I would put Demon Slayer above. I think Demon Slayer. I would put it above My Hero, probably. It did as much stuff for mainstream anime being a thing. I think Demon Slayer, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll take it. Okay. Here are the honorable mentions. Now, I have some issues here. I don't know, I can't talk about a lot of these, but how is Steins Gate not on this list? How? It's like, look at it. Alright. Steins Gate, name 10 anime episodes that are better than episode 22 of Steins Gate. I don't really think you can do that, can you? Unless you're just stupid and you think freaking every episode of it. You could say like you can argue, Code Geass, the last episode of Code Geass, like any episode of Attack on Titan starting from season 3 part 2. But like, there's just not a lot that beats the last like 5 episodes of Steins Gate to me. Yeah. It's insane. I think when you look at a character perspective, Okabe is one of the best main characters I've seen. Steins Gate just does everything well, and it's I'd put it top 3. For me, Steins Gate is basically equivalent to Berserk, which, not everyone's gonna appreciate that, but okay. All right, next is Jujutsu Kaisen. I can't say I'm super mad that it's in the honorable mentions. I'm actually surprised it's not on the list, but Jujutsu Kaisen, I've seen it. I am caught up. I haven't read the manga, but I'm caught up to the anime. From what I know, everyone's like, season 2 is gonna be amazing. Bro, season 1 is boring. I'm sorry. I cannot name you 2 characters in Jujutsu Kaisen. I can name Itadori, Sukuna, Gojo, and Panda. Those are the only 4 I can name. I don't know why I said I couldn't name 2. I'm just stupid. But basically, I watched an entire show, and I cannot even name. I watched 24 episodes. I cannot name half of the side. I cannot name more than I can't even name more than half of the side characters. That is insane. Also, just saying 24 episodes, you might say that's not a lot. Steins Gate is 24 episodes. Look at what Steins Gate does with its characters in 24 episodes and what JJK does. And I can't even remember their names. No way. No. JJK. Also, I don't know if I'm just stupid, but I cannot understand how cursed energy works. To my understanding, it's like the more bad memories are out of place, the stronger the curse is when it spawns, or something. I don't know. I just don't think Jujutsu Kaisen does characterization well. The story, it's not that interesting. I don't know. Also, same thing. Okay. But like, I don't know anyone who's like actually. Also, everyone, same thing. But people always complain out, Demon Slayer would be nothing without the animation. Jujutsu Kaisen would also be nothing without the animation. It would be the most generic thing ever without the animation. So no, Jujutsu Kaisen, no. Man, this video feels like it's been a lot shorter than my character's one, but it's way longer. Alright, 13's Code Geass. This is another one I have a problem with. It's too low, man. It's too low. I mean, everyone complains. I've seen a lot of people. Most people actually think Season 1's better than Season 2, which to me is insane. The Zero Requiem arc, I've read Berserk, I've read Vagabond. That is the greatest arc in anything I have ever seen. The Zero Requiem is 4 or 5 episodes of perfect. Zero Requiem, that's the best arc in any anime. I don't really see the argument saying it's not. I actually think that's the only arc where it's just no bad parts. Like, you could say Golden Age has maybe higher highs. I would disagree with you. With that, but you can argue that. But also half of Golden Age is just kind of them fighting people you don't care about. So, I don't know. Yeah. It's like, even when people are like, the Chinese Federation arc is so bad. Like, half of Season 2 is filler. No, half of Season 2 is not filler. The Chinese Federation arc is important to the plot, And it's not that bad. Like, you're gonna complain about the Chinese Federation arc, but you're not gonna complain about the cat episodes or the dealing with the other Gias user who got introduced for like 2 episodes and was never important, like Mao or whatever, who can like read minds. I'm saying, see, Code Geass has a lot of issues, but it has the highest highs in any like thing I've seen. So that to me makes it top 5. So I can kind of see why you wouldn't argue, because there are some boring parts, but I think Berserk has some boring parts too. So I don't think that argument works. I think Code Geass is too low. All right, 12 Samurai Champloo. I've seen Cowboy Bebop. I know a lot of people actually say Samurai Champloo is better, but you know, I haven't seen it. I don't really want to watch it because I know it's written by the same guy who made Cowboy Bebop. I didn't like Cowboy Bebop that much, but yeah. Levin's Bacano. Well, I haven't seen it. I know Giguk loves it, so we'll say, all right, whatever. In just 16 episodes, Bacano packs more story and intrigue than most anime are able to in 2 or 3 times that amount. There's only 16 episodes. I'd say that's a good thing, because like I said, I don't like... It's like... I just kind of really get annoyed by, like, long-form watchers. They're like, bro... Because like, they've been watching anime for 5 years. They've only seen Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, and Hunter x Hunter. Those are, like, the only 4 they've seen within 5 years of watching anime. And they're just like, what? There's no way you can develop a character in 24 episodes. And you look at Mob... or Okabe or Lelouch, who have more depth than Luffy does in 10 episodes. So, that's kind of unnecessarily mean to Luffy. I do think Luffy's a great character. But Luffy's not a great character because of his character arc, like Mob or Lelouch. You know, he's a great character because, like, he's likable and he's compelling. Yeah. Alright, 10 is another one I cannot talk about. Foley Coley. You know, it's the same thing. The anime man loves it. I don't know if that means it's good. I don't have a lot of interest. 9 is Yu Yu Hakusho. Okay, I think it's a little kind of insane to give Togashi 2 things in the top 10. Spoiler, because you know Hunter x Hunter's here. But if Togashi made it, it probably means it's pretty good. So we'll say, okay. Night 9. Alright, that's not awful. Yu Yu Hakusho's 9 seems about right. I know Penguin Zero, Moist Critical. Penguin Zero. I call him Penguin Zero sometimes. Sometimes I say Moist Critical. But he in his anime treatise, he talked about Yu Yu Hakusho. He thought it was super good until he got to the ending, and the ending was horrible. But I haven't seen anyone else complain about the ending, so I don't really know about Yu Yu Hakusho. I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho is kind of like, it's just accepted as so influential that, like, I've never seen someone talk crap about Yu Yu Hakusho. All they kind of say is it's written by Togashi, so that means it's good and it's influential. S tier. I've never seen someone talk about why Yu Yu Hakusho is good, so, you know. It could be not that great. It could be very overrated. Well, I'll see if I watch it. Or maybe I won't. Okay, 8 to Evangelion. Now here's something. They're saying this. There's a reason we still all need an ending explained after 20 years. Dude, I don't really want my endings to be complex, personally. I think you can, if you make like, sometimes an ending that doesn't explain everything can be good. But I think most of the time, I just want the ending to be like the Code Geass ending, where it's or like the Steins Gate ending, where it's a really crazy plot twist, and it's done very well. Like, I don't really want the ending to be some crazy existentialist thing like Evangelion's is. I think. I don't know. I feel like I've kind of got an unnecessary amount of spoilers for Evangelion, considering I haven't seen it. But like I said, when I finish Monster, that's like the next thing. So I'm gonna watch it very soon. By next week, I'll probably have started watching it. 7's Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I won't complain about this. Hunter x Hunter just it's amazing. Some people complain it's slow paced. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, it's slow paced, but it's not annoyingly slow paced, and like, it's not that slow paced. Like, it's just not slow paced. Like, the Chimera arc is slow paced, but the York New isn't that slow paced. Like, if you think, I don't even think it's like, here's something I noticed with Hunter x Hunter. Here's what happened with my friends. I liked it the entire way through. 2 of my friends, they liked it a lot for the Phantom Troop and Greed Island, but like once they got to like Chimera, they just kind of both dropped Chimera after like one of them just dropped it after 3 episodes because they're like, oh, there's 60 episodes, it's gonna suck. And the other one, he watched all of it, but he was just like, when Gon almost died, he was just like, okay, this sucks, and I'm not watching it. I'm done. So he kind of completely misunderstood what happened because he thought Gon died, but he didn't really. He just sacrificed his nin. But yeah, I think those are dumb complaints. I don't see anything wrong with Hunter x Hunter. I think 7's a good place for it. Although, personally, I'll say this. Personally, I think Hunter x Hunter is better than One Piece. I know that's not super popular, but I just think it is. To me, Hunter x Hunter, it accomplishes more in a less amount of time. Like, obviously, it doesn't accomplish more than One Piece as, like, a story. But, like, if you look at the first 144 episodes of Hunter x Hunter, 148, all the episodes of Hunter x Hunter, or the first 148 of One Piece, I think Hunter x Hunter is better. It does, yeah. Like, One Piece does not have to be 1,000 episodes or even like 1,000 chapters, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, I don't, I've said this before, but my biggest problem with One Piece, bro, the fights go on freaking forever. I don't want 30 episodes of fighting. I want story. Like, One Piece, it'll be very good. The story will be very good. I'll be, like, super interested in it. And I'll just be fighting for 20 episodes, and it's just, like, I don't care, man. But, yeah. Hunter x Hunter 7, it's good. 6 is Mob Psycho 100. I think this is good. I don't know. Maybe I'd put it above Hunter x Hunter. I'm not sure. Don't let the title fool you. Wouldn't that, yeah. I'm glad they put this on the list and they didn't put One Punch Man, because I think one superior work is definitely One Punch Man. I mean, I missaid that. One superior work is definitely Mob Psycho. I don't know why I said One Punch. Okay. That was bad. I think, like, people use the excuse One Punch Man season 2 kind of sucks. Season 3 will be really good. But, I don't know. I think even season 1, if Mob Psycho would still be better, just Mob and Reagan are better characters than Saitama. Saitama isn't, he's funny, and you can, I know Nux and Or thinks he's the best character ever, because he's like, he's a very good metaphor for people who are depressed. But, I mean, Mob's just better. I don't see that. That's not that good of an argument. Also, he's boring. Like, you can't keep using the gimmick. He beats everything in one punch, because he kind of doesn't. But yeah, Mob Psycho, yeah, it's great. It's got amazing animation. All the character is good. Story, yeah, and it's fast paced. Good. Mob Psycho 6, good. Hajime no Ippo, I haven't seen it. Or I haven't read it because it's like 15,000 chapters. So I'm not gonna have a lot to say about it. It seems pretty high to me, but I know some people love Ippo, so okay. 4 is Monster. Now I'm not quite done with Monster, but I'm like 60 episodes in. Like I said, I'm near the end. Oh, I'm not quite at the end. I'll try to finish it by the end of the week. So, here's the thing with Monster. It is like, there's some parts of Monster where it's amazing, but it's, to me, like, I always compare Monster to Death Note. Monster versus Death Note is just, what do you prefer? Do you prefer more characters and slower pace, or more plot and a faster pace? Because that's how I personally prefer Death Note. Like I said, I haven't gotten to the ending. If Monster's ending is really good, and then it'll probably be higher for me. But I think 4 is still too high for Monster. Like, there's too many boring parts in Monster, and the highs aren't, like, I'd say, like, it has more boring parts than Code Geass, and the highs definitely aren't as high. So I don't know, why is it above Code Geass? But yeah, Johan is a great character, Ken is a great character, Grimmer is a great, yeah, there's a lot of great characters in Monster. So Monster at 4, I think it's too high, but I wouldn't get, like, that mad for you putting Monster at 4. Okay. Yeah, 3's One Piece. I don't have a lot to say about it. Personally, I'd probably put it a little lower, but that could just be because I prefer things that a short form anime to long form anime. But yeah, One Piece at 3, we'll take it. It should be top 10. 2 is Cowboy Bebop. Here's the thing. I watched Cowboy Bebop. I always like, oh, it's overrated. But the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of just like, yeah, it's not. I kind of starting to realize maybe it's just not my type of show, because, like, I don't really just want to watch. I get more interested in the overarching story, and Cowboy Bebop's kind of like, a lot of it is kind of having fun. It's not like, the story with Vicious isn't the main focus of Cowboy Bebop. Like, when I watched it, I thought that was going to be the main focus, but the main focus is, like, Spike and Jet having space adventures. Not really, like, him going against Vicious. Although I do think the ending for Cowboy Bebop is very good. That's, like, another example of a very good ending, but I think the ending kind of carries the series. Also, I think it's kind of I think endings are a very important part of the series. But, like, I don't think a perfect ending does not bring up a bad series. To me, Cowboy Bebop is like a 7 or 8 out of 10 series with, like, a 9 or 10 out of 10 ending. That's what it is to me. The ending's great. The ending's amazing. The rest of the show, I don't want to see him mess around for 10 episodes. Like, even not all the episodes are good. Like the Teddy Bomber episode is really good, but like the Mind Scratch episode or something where Faye gets brainwashed was not very good. But number 1 is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. It's a great show. There's like no flaws with it, but also I think Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, it doesn't have like any amazing. It has a lot of great characters, but there's no amazing characters. It has a lot of like great scenes, but no amazing scenes. Like it's just, I think 1's too high. I wouldn't put it at 1, but I'd put it top 10. So that's it. I don't know. I feel like this was a little messy of a video, but I talked. I had fun making it, so I'll say it's decent. Here's some I would have put on the list. I feel like you can I haven't seen the Berserk anime, but I think it's probably arguable, even if they only did Golden Age. They put on High School Host Club on here. I would have liked to see Kaguya-sama on here, personally. I think that would be on my list. Yeah, it's got its issues, but it's not a horrible list. It's better than the top 25 characters one, for sure. So, I guess that's it for this video. Bye, guys.